How much would you say that you actually ran it up?
Chris, I cannot put a number on that, man. All right, let me just give you a ballpark, right? Me and myself, I made $30,000. I had a white drop Beamer. I was 19 at the time. Always a difference between us and them. I'm not gonna lie, there was always a difference between us and them. That day was the day I started to realize that I didn't understand the value of money. Struggling, I couldn't eat food. No, I was fine.
What the fuck did you do with 40 grand at 18 years old?
Bullshit. Like, yo, save your money, bro. Like, they hated me, I'm sure.
I mean, come on, man.
You mentioned knowing when to part ways with what you rather have 50% of something than 100% of nothing. Yeah. Somebody that come to this door right now, right before this interview starts, right before we put the cameras on everything, offer me 50 M's for my story without my voice. Like, yo, you tell it to us, we gonna bring it to life, put it in a movie, put it in a, hell no. No way.
What's good? This is Trappin Anonymous. My name is Christylezz. Welcome back. We are back. We are here with a new special episode, 100%. Yes. Y'all know it's not every day that we get these special episodes, but today it is so fitting, and I'm excited. I am overjoyed with this sort of full circle moment that we can sit here and really tap into, the nitty gritty. To remember that the stories that you hear do not necessarily reflect real life. They're here to entertain, educate, or just keep your little homie off the streets. It's only entertainment. Please don't get me indicted. My name is Christylezz. Let's get it. Yo, how are you?
I'm amazing. I'm doing great.
What was your best night trapping?
My best night so I define best in two ways, right? Like, most fun, like greatest, and then best, like most money made. So, which one?
Give me both.
My most fun that I can remember off the top of my head right now would be damn, what's Kanye in Hove?
Niggas in Paris?
Yes, but what's the album? Watch the Throne concert, 2012. Watch the Throne concert, that was a big night. If you was anybody at that time, if you had any kind of money at that time, you was outside that night. You was at the Garden that night. That was a big night. It was
okay. Take me there. What was
it was amazing. That night, everybody, like I said, everybody was up at that time. Everybody was in their bag. Like, and when you and your friends, y'all all got the same agenda, the same goals, and y'all got the means to do it. Like, imagine you and five of you, 6 of you with the means to do everything y'all want to do. Like, we outside, we all had cars that night. I remember I was driving a Beamer. I had a white drop Beamer. It was a 3 Series. I was 19 at the time. That was most littest car in the world to me at that time. Like, me and my person at the time, we drove together. And then, of course, my brother, his friends, a few more of my friends, we all had our cars. We drove there together. After we left there, concert was lit, of course. If you know, you know. He was there for that album, that concert. The album was amazing. The concert was good. We left the concert, and at that time, Greenhouse.
I remember Greenhouse.
You remember Greenhouse. You was outside for Greenhouse. We went to Greenhouse after.
What was that like?
Greenhouse was a very small club, right? But as small as it was, like, if you was there, you was somebody.
The biggest memories came out of it.
Biggest memories came out of the smallest place. So that I remember that night, yo. By that time, I'm not gonna lie, around that time, we kind of had, like, we not that we had the pull, we was, but we was respected with Greenhouse. We've been there a few nights, spent money there a few times, so they knew us. I remember getting there, everybody pulling up after. Like, this is like our, like, modern day, I would say, Paid in Full. Like, that scene in Paid in Full when everybody was outside of Jimbo's, they got their coats on, like, it was that kind of situation. Like, we left the club, we left the concert, we pulled up to Greenhouse. Now there's no parking over there, if you know. It's a little parking spot, but you don't want to go to the parking lot. You want to pull up to the front. You want to show your fit, you want to show your V.
You want to hop out.
Right, so it was that kind of situation. Like, also, it was brick ass. I want to say the concert was in January. I don't remember the exact month, but it was brick ass. But none of that mattered. Like, nobody cared about the weather. Like, you had to stunt. Show your money, show your watch, show your coat, what's up? Like, so that's what it was about. We left concert, got to the club, we got in the club, I remember us getting in, like, and I remember that part, I kind of went to, like, flex a little bit, stay outside a little bit longer, but nah, we got y'all, we know y'all are, come on, y'all coming in. We went in and we had, I don't want to lie because there's so many, like, I ain't gonna lie, 2012 was a long time ago, but a lot of things are still fresh on my memory, but I confuse a lot of Griffin nights. I don't know if you know, I'm sure you remember Griffin too. Griffin and
Greenhouse.
So I don't want to lie about what celebrities was there, but There was for sure celebrities there. We felt like we was the celebrities there. Feel me? Like I said, we had our drip on, we got our jewelry, we got our money. Like it just is like an unmatched feeling to be able to again do what you want to do with the people that you care about.
Well, how many bottles would you say you got that night?
I don't want to lie. I would say, let me just think about how many of us there was, right? I would say we did at least 6, 7 bottles. Like, and again, that's not a big deal now, but like in a club that's that small, and at that time, there probably was real life, there probably was like 3 men. There probably was like my brother and like 3 other guys, I want to say, right? The rest of us is ladies, so that's a big deal. That's a big deal at that time. Like,
so, okay, that was one best. You said you defined best in 2 ways.
Oh, it's making money now. We had to connect somewhere. We had to plug somewhere. Me, myself. I remember that day. This is the highest I've made in my day, like by myself. Like me, myself, I made 30,000, like within a few hours. Like I went to the connect. Everything went good. I made 9,000. I came back, told niggas like, yo, I made 9K. Here's this. Niggas like, why you came back? I'm like,
go back.
I bet.
And how are you making?
I went back. How was I? All right, so the connect was in a store. He was in a store that had items that was selling for a lot around that time, Apple products. So we was getting either products or gift cards. But with products you could kind of get without the connect. So when you got the connect, it's like, yo, run up the gift cards.
And this is all with fake credit cards?
Yes, all with fake credit cards. These credit cards now, at that time, people not doing this too much now, but back then we was getting our information straight from the place. Like we was putting boxes, putting devices in spots that we knew that the information was good at. So
I remember though the mag readers. They used to have like these strips, and they used to find people that worked at McDonald's or something.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. See, that's the difference between us and them. There was always a difference between us and them. I'm not gonna lie. There was always a difference between us and them. We not looking for the McDonald's and Starbucks. We looking for the steakhouses. We looking for the coffee shops on the Upper West Side. Like so, we know what we getting. We not. Like, and even now I feel like, back then too, but especially now I feel like you really don't know what you're getting. Like you could trust your connect what you want, you could buy whatever piece you want to buy, you don't really know. We knew exactly what we were getting. Like we literally getting them, looking at what's what, we doing our research, like we were very thorough too. This
is a very sophisticated business.
Absolutely.
Because I always think about people when they say, well, just get a job, and this, that, and the third, or they'll be like, well, I actually feel like trapping is like harder. People think like
Chris, let me tell you something, right? All right, so
very difficult.
We're talking about the past, right? But right now, like when I got to like starting my own business, when I got to like certain aspects of the beginning steps, I had to tell myself like, bitch, treat this shit like a piece. Treat this shit like a trap, like a bin that's lit right now. You know what's gonna go. Run it up. Like I had to really tell myself that. But I would never say that trapping is any easier than having. Absolutely not. It's like you said, if not harder, it's the same, if not harder. Like you gotta get up, you gotta figure shit out. You gotta, like for me, the most challenging part of trapping, I would say, was the waiting. Like it's not one of the. I don't care what you have, what you do. You always dependent on somebody for something. Whether you need somebody to press this up, or you need somebody to send you this joint, or you need somebody to go on the spot, you gotta wait with somebody. For me, that was the hardest part. Like not being 100% like self-reliant in that sense. But it take a lot to get up and find a town that hasn't been touched yet, that nobody really went to yet. That I think my stuff gonna work here. I'm gonna go there. Then you gotta build up the courage to take your ass there and see what's working and see what's not working. That shit is not easier than 9 to 5.
Sounds like patience.
Absolutely. 9 to 5, they tell you exactly what to do, and you know exactly what's expected of you, right? And you go and you do it, and that's it.
Is patience something you battle with?
Not anymore. Prison helped with that.
Okay, so you all are getting these pieces from these very reliable spots. I mean, nowadays, I think you go like on a dark website and you can pay for all of these things now, but like now y'all are hand to hand. Yep. We know exactly what's going on. You get these Apple products. I'm assuming you have a bump man, somebody that you take the products to and they give you cash. Yep. Okay, you bring back 9K your first run. What happens next?
After the 9K? No, that wasn't my first run. That was the day of the most that I made the most bread. Cause remember, I bring back the 9K. I told my brother, I didn't even go to the bump yet. I told my brother, I'm like, yo, I just did 9. He like, all right. He thinking like, I think I called him. And I didn't like physically meet back up with him yet. So he thinking I'm still there. He like, all right, like, why you called me? I'm like, I'm done. Like, he like, what happened? Like, shit stopped. I'm like, no, I just did 9. It's cool. He like, what? bro, take your ass. I'm like, I got you. I went back and now.
Here's the thing, if I can interject just for one bit. I feel like men are just so overly ambitious. You know what I'm saying?
All right, it might be a little bit of that, men being overly ambitious, and then him just having the big bro dynamic of like, yo, you're not doing it right. I'm telling you the right way. Like, I'm right, you wrong. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why would you stop at 9 and the shit is still on? What are you doing? It's connect.
So this is your big brother.
Right, yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
Okay, so he tells you to go back, and then what happened?
I took my ass back, and I ran it the fuck up. I did 30K in a day. And I was, and it's so crazy because as often as you were doing it, it was like, oh, whatever. But me, the little sis, I'm like, oh, it's lit. I did my own, yeah, I did it.
Sis
yeah,
now.
I'm like, oh, yeah, it's lit now. Like, but on top of that, I'm just like, damn, like, this is when I also, that day was the day I started to realize that I didn't understand the value of money. Like, I realized that, yo, I'm not really, at that time, I was probably 18.
Give me a second. You were 18 years old.
18
and you just made $30,000.
In a day.
And this is, what, 10, 15 years ago? Because 30,000 today is not
nothing. Yeah.
30,000 what it was, 10 years ago. What is running through your mind? If anything is running through your mind, this is probably nothing to you. This is probably, what is running through your mind?
It's weird too because like you say, it kind of, not that it was nothing because again, this was my first 30K day. I done seen everybody around me do 45K days, 50K days, like, feel me? So it's not like I'm like, oh shit, 30, but I'm like, yeah, like you said, like, yeah, you got your big shoes on now, like you big sis now, like you feel me? Like, so it was just more of a coming, like, it was a moment for me, but not for us. Like that was regular. But I'm just like, girl, you did it today, and today's your day. Like it happened, like, I don't know, that feeling right there though, I feel like that feeling right there is what like not really sparked, but what like kept me on the journey. Like what kept me on the path.
It feels like your initiation process. It's like everybody has that moment where they feel like, okay, I'm here. Everybody's sort of fighting for that belonging. Like, dude, am I really a part of it? Can I really talk? Can I keep up with the conversations? That moment solidified the conversation for you.
And then from there, I went, like I said, I always had a problem with being like waiting on this. All right, who you waiting on? So-and-so got to punch? I want to do it. Told myself how to punch up. I remember my brother was out of town somewhere. He wasn't home. He wasn't somewhere. And I needed to get something done. Like, I had something that I needed to get done. Like, and he wasn't around. He was like, you got to wait. I got to wait. I'm like, oh, you got to wait. I don't want to wait.
And when you say punch up, for my listeners, that might not be familiar, there's an embosser.
There's an embosser for you to actually make the cards with. I sat my ass down there. I went and got 1 million blanks, wasted 1 million blanks, probably like 30, 40 blanks. Like, I glued myself to it. He had a little set of instructions on like how to set the numbers for you to do everything right. Glued my ass down to that puncher for that day, and I told myself how to punch up. And from that day forward now, it was like, oh yeah. Yeah.
Big sis.
Yeah.
Maybe we should call this Big Sis Anonymous.
Yeah.
Okay. How did you grow up?
I grew up in a 2-parent home. I did have both mom and dad. I grew up with 3 older siblings. I was the youngest and the only girl. Right. So it was tough. It wasn't tough as far as like my upbringing. Like my parents were fine. My parents worked. They worked hard. They made sure that we were good. I wouldn't say we were rich. Damn sure wasn't poor. Like I had shit I wanted. Like I know we always get back to this question when it comes to like how you ended up. You know what I mean? Like I would love to tell you like, yo, I was struggling. I couldn't eat food. No, I was fine. I really didn't need to do anything I was doing, honestly.
So why'd you do it?
It was just the availability. Like the convenience, it was there. Why not? Like everyone's doing it, no one's getting caught. Everyone's making a bunch of money. And then I've never been a lazy person. I've never been unambitious ever. So it went from me being in high school getting flour with my brother gift cards to like, yo, how you getting the gift cards? Like I'm old enough now. I'm like, yeah, I want my own gift cards. I want to get some gift cards. Like, oh, you got the gift cards? With what? How you got that? Like I was just always curious. I was always ambitious. I was always driven. So I was never gonna be just around that and just like, oh, it's cool. Nah, I went in on that.
What was his first reaction?
No, of course. For what? You don't need to. Why? Well, maybe because I'm seeing you and what you doing, everything you reaping from. And like I said, I've never been a backseat kind of take the second, never. We going through this shit together, what's up? And it was enough until it wasn't. Like I said, I was in high school getting fly, yeah, but then I'm not in high school no more. I got a man now, what's up? I need bread, like.
But he's he's older than you at this time. So you would be starting at a younger age than he was even starting.
He was, yep.
And that coupled with your ambition, I mean,
recipe for disaster.
the sky was the
Recipe for disaster.
When did you start feeling successful? What was the night where you felt like, you know what? Yeah, we here. This is something that I could do. This is something I'm going to be doing. Was it that $30,000 night or was it another night?
Nah, it was close to the $30,000 night. It was soon after the $30,000 night because I remember I counted my first $40,000, like in my safe at that age. My own $40,000, like nobody, nothing. Like, yeah, hell yeah. It was that. It was soon after that. Like I would say maybe like a few months after that. But when I realized that, oh shit, Ice, like, you got a stash.
What the fuck did you do with 40 grand at 18 years old?
Bullshit. A bunch of bullshit, as you can imagine. Like we just talked about, like I was courtside at games. But it's weird. You know what's so crazy though, Chris? Because right now, back then with everything we was doing and the way we were doing it, we were not cashing out. We were barely cashing out for anything. Like maybe like hotels when we went on vacations and like flights, shit like that. But like, yeah, we were careful to never like slam or any kind of thing with like flights and hotels and shit like that, which is why we got caught. We talk about that later. But I don't know. I think I was just living, honestly, like living. I wasn't cashing out for clothes either, none of that shit. Like I was just living, bro. I remember one conversation I had with my brother, and I think he was telling me like he was about to pay me like $3,500, and then I wanted these. It was when the Barclays first opened. I wanted the tickets to these games, and it was like $3,200 or like $3,000. And I was like, all right, well, the money you about to get, this whatever, just take it, go by. And he got so mad, like, yo, save your money, bro. Like, and I'm like, I know what I'm doing. I put like a few to the side. I put this, like, it's fine. Like, that don't make no sense. Why you want to? I'm just like, nigga. And then I'm looking, like you said, nigga, I'm 18. I go for a $3,000 ticket. You don't give a fuck about what you're talking about. Give me money. Like, come on. Like, you know what I mean? So I kind of wanted to be a little reckless. He kind of still wanted to have the, yo, but chill, but save. But, you know, so we did clash a lot.
Were you popular in school?
Absolutely. What school, though? Well, I mean, all them shit, tell you.
Yeah. So you weren't like, because when I think about school, you know, there's so many different maturation processes. There's so many different, okay, when I was in elementary, maybe I wasn't the cool kid. Maybe I was the one that everybody wanted to talk to. Maybe in junior high, maybe. So who were you?
I was always the cool kid, but I was always the cool kid because of my brothers. Honestly, I admit to that. Like, elementary school, I played ball. Again, that was because of my brothers. I was the youngest of 5. Youngest of, it's me and 3, 4. The youngest of 4 and the only girl. So I naturally just did what they did. Like, y'all playing ball, I'm playing ball with y'all. Like, but by the time it got to like junior high school, me and the brother that's the youngest, that's closest to me in age, like we're 4 years apart. So by junior high school, I started getting, oh, you so-and-so sister, you so-and-so sister, you so-and-so sister. And in that time, I used to like, you know, it was lit. Like, yeah, of course. Like, but fast forward to like when we started doing what we was doing, that's when I kind of wanted to detach. Like, I got my own personality. Like,
what did people think of you, the people from your schools, the people that you grew up with, when you started to become this sort of...
Oh, I was an asshole back then. I was a shithead. They hated me, I'm sure. I was a shithead. Like you said, imagine an 18-year-old going through, you feel me? So I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't the most humble person. I wasn't the most, like, I wasn't a bitch. I wouldn't say I was a bitch. Like, I don't think there's anyone out there that's like, oh, I don't like that bitch. Like, but for me, there wasn't too many, like I said, there wasn't a lot of us doing what we was doing. So we weren't too like, but again, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't care. Like, as long as my people fucked with me, like my gang, my guys, and then that's another thing, as lit as we got, we would never care to be around like the mix. Like, we had our own mix. Like, so as long as my peers loved me, and that's what I cared about. But I would say in high school, I was kind of a little mean girl. I had a couple fights. I used to beat bitches up a little bit.
Sitting back and watching at the time of Brooklyn sort of breaking out to be this scene of get money youngsters, if I would just watching that, it was just like, whoa, what the hell is happening? These are like the originators. We never seen anything like it.
Right.
That's the truth, right? So it always looked like y'all had this small group of people and it never changed. You may see one person come in or one person go out, but that close-knit, speak to me about the importance of developing that close-knit.
I love that. And to this day, I'm not even to like speak on anybody else, but like I haven't seen anything like that. I'm not gonna lie. I love that. I love that about us. I pride us. I think we all would pretty much pride ourselves on that. Like, I just feel like with so many of us, like there was a lot of us, like not a lot, but let's say in real life, they were like, let's say our group for real was probably like 15 of us, right? But within those 15, like we all had personalities. Like there might have been one or two who like quiet, played it back, but like we all had personalities. We all shared the same vision. Like, yo, we gotta get money. We want to get fly. We want to have fun. Like that was all we cared about. So again, as long as I had the approval of those around, I didn't give a hell about, like the mix came with it. Feel me? You can't do what you're doing like that and not attract attention. Like for me, they came, of course, but I think we could all agree that none of us cared about that. Like we had the love of our crew. That's all we cared about. Like, and we used to have a blast together. Like, it was a great time.
Were you untouchable at that time? Did you feel untouchable?
Not really. I didn't feel untouchable. I don't know what I thought, because when I think about the shit we was doing, it's like, what you was like, literally, like, what were you thinking? Like, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't call it untouchable, but I would definitely say, like, I felt powerful, for sure. Hell yeah, there's definitely a certain amount of power that you feel like you exude or that you possess when you have that kind of money or when you're going out and they know who you are and they absolutely.
What are your parents thinking? Because now you're going from coming home from high school to now parking a 3 Series BMW outside, coming home with a Chanel bag.
So,
do their eyes open up at some point?
Absolutely.
The Christmas gifts get a little bit better.
Right.
Talk to me.
I think anybody that is involved in illegal activity that's lucrative, that you can physically see the result of, if any of those people tell you that if their parents are around, that their parents didn't know, they will be lying to you. That's a lie. They were well in the know. Granted, as a parent, it's like, how much do I want to act like I know? Because now I have to do something about what you're doing. But I'm also reaping from the benefits of what you're doing. So how much do I want to say?
What you mean reaping? What happened?
Yeah, like you just said, Chanel presents is getting bigger, bills is getting paid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like those kind of things. It's like, you appreciate it as a parent, but you're like, what the hell is my kid up to? What the hell is my kid? But you don't want to dig deep enough to stop it.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. So, again, I saw, when I graduated high school, I did go to college. I went to BMCC for a year. I don't know if I should say BMCC, but I went to college for a year. And then I was working in a boutique. I was working in a boutique of another fellow, somebody of mine. They was involved in illegal shit as well.
And then he probably like, well, what boutique pays you?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's my mother. I work at a boutique. Like, what boutique? What? I'm like, I work at a boutique. But I hope you're not involved in what your brother's involved in. What's that, Ma? I don't know, but whatever it is.
You want to clarify?
It's paying these damn bills, though, right? Like, So, I don't know. I feel like any parent is like, of course, they're like, yo, they want the best for you. They want you to be safe. But also at that time, I'm not gonna lie, like you just said, Chris, there was nothing nobody could tell me. My mother, father, there was nothing anyone could tell me. Like, no one was gonna be like, oh, like even him, even my older brother arguing with me about, shut up. I know what I'm doing. And I'm not gonna lie, at that time, my brother used to always say to me, what are you gonna do when you're 21? Do you know what I was doing when I was 21? Sitting in prison.
Okay, so before we go there, talk to me about how it changed you. And when I say that, I mean when you looked in the mirror when you was in high school and when you looked in the mirror when you was out of it. What sort of things did you say, okay, this is changing who I am as a person?
I would say back then I was a little bit selfish. Like it made me selfish for sure, because all I cared about was that in the moment. Like, yo, you making money, you doing this, and again, I'm making money wasn't just money. I was never like, I'm a Sag. I'm fucking, oh shit, it don't matter, whatever. I'm a Sag. Like, I'm very impulsive, right? I'm very spontaneous, but I'm a feeler. Like, I do whatever feels good. So it wasn't just about money. Like, the money was just giving us the freedom to do what felt good, you know? So I feel like because of that, that's all I cared about was that and what was gonna make me feel good. Like, I wanna take a trip, I'm going here. I wanna do this, I'm gonna do it. I wasn't really like, I don't think I was the best person back then because all I cared about was myself.
And did the way people treat you change, or do you feel like you were the person that changed?
Nah, the way people treated me changed.
They say you change all the time, and what I explain to people is the way you view me changes.
Right.
The way you look at me changes.
Right.
You may have seen me in one way, but now I'm in a different light. And so how did...
Honestly, I didn't get a lot of, I can say myself looking back that I think I was selfish, but I didn't get a lot of like verbal feedback from people around me telling me that, like, yo, you selfish, you are. Like, I didn't get all of that.
I don't know.
Like,
Who will tell you that?
Right,
With a big dog.
right. But I feel like it changed as far as like you said, the power and the respect. People respected me. I'm coming outside now. Y'all know who I am. Y'all know what to expect when y'all see me. Like, y'all know what I come with when I come. Like, and that's something that, again, that has changed as well. It's changed again now that I'm not in that life no more and I'm not doing that no more. Like, it's changed, it's going backwards. Like, that's why when they say, like, first they hate you, then they love you, but they will love you again. That's I strongly.
They love you, then they hate you, but they love you.
Yeah, my bad. They love you, they hate you, and then they love you again, for sure. I believe in that.
Speaking of belief, what do you believe in?
I believe in God, for sure.
Did you believe in God at the time?
Always. I believe in God so much that I could tell you, not even right now, like when I was sitting in jail, I could tell you that the day before I flew to Hawaii, God tried to sit my ass down. I got into a crazy ass accident on a New Jersey Turnpike. And I told the car I was driving, God was telling me to sit the fuck down. So yes, I do most certainly believe, and he will never give you anything that you can't bear, but before he give you that thing, he gonna try to like save you. He gonna try. He tried. He also tried the day before I left for Aruba. I still went to Aruba. Still went to Hawaii.
How do you try the day before Aruba?
It's a little personal. It's a little crazy. It's not crazy, but like just like, all right. So my Aruba trip was like me and the guy I was dating at that time. I was like his little side bitch for like the greater part of that year. So by that time we like had come out. Like him and his situation ended. We started fresh. Like so in my head I was like, all right, it's not coming out vacation. We going outside. Ooh, vacay, party, son. He was thinking about bread. Like, unbeknownst to me, he already had a friend that had went out there, already had made some bread from Aruba. So he thinking about like that. I'm thinking about fun. So the night before the flight, I was literally packing my bag. And I started my menstrual cycle. And some people was like, oh, that's not a big deal. To me, it was, because this is a coming out vacation. I'm spending money to leave the country and enjoy a vacation with my man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was a big deal. And again, I had the money at that time that I could vacate whenever the fuck I want. So why would I do it on my period? Like, I don't want to do this. Like, you know, and I feel like this is where the sign came in, because again, I feel like every time God speaks to me, I speak what he speaks to me. So when that came and it happened, I like, if I don't put it out there, if I don't verbalize it, then maybe it wasn't a sign. But because I verbalized it, I really do feel like it was a sign. I told my man at the time, like, yo, I don't, like, again, we have two completely different expectations for this trip. He's like, bitch, these pieces is made, this work is copped, we are out. I'm like, I want to vacay, I want to get in the water. I can't really do that, I'm not going to be comfortable. Let's wait a few days. We fucking went.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. It reminds me of one of my favorite Bible verses when God said, my ways are not, your ways are not my ways, your thoughts are not my thoughts. And it's because sometimes we think when God is going to communicate with us, it's in English. No. Sometimes we think when God is going to communicate with us, it's going to be something but God, sometimes when God talks to us, right, it could be through a situation.
Always.
So it's not for other people to understand, well, why do a menstrual cycle, why is that? But exactly. You know between you and God what that means, you understand? How did your faith intervene or intertwine with what you were doing? Did it make you feel guilty, or did you find ways to rationalize?
I don't think I ever rationalized. All right, so I did, I'm lying. My rationalization was like, every time a piece went, like if I was in a store and I felt like, yo, I'm wilding, and then it went, and I got out the store and I made it back home safe, it was meant for me to do. Like real shit, like it was meant for me to do it. Because there was days when pieces won't go, you walk in the store and you already know, oh yeah, I'm taking my ass home. Every time a piece went and I was able to go to the bump safely, get my money, put the cash in my hand, all right, God, this is what I should be doing back. That's it. That's what I would tell myself. This is what I should be doing.
I mean, but why do we think that God doesn't allow bad things
you to do fuck up shit?
Yeah.
No, like, you know what it is? All right, so it's not that it wasn't that I didn't think he allows us to do fucked up shit. It's just like, yo, this fucked up shit is a part of the process.
Yes.
You're gonna do the fucked up shit. You're gonna go to jail. You're gonna come out and be a bad boss bitch. And that's exactly what happened. So even then, I knew that. I'm like, all right, this is just part of the process. Fuck it. Fuck it.
What was your dating life like? When I asked that, because were guys intimidated by a woman that makes so much money? Or did you date within your community, within your circle of trappers, people that was also getting money, so it kind of aligned?
Yeah, I felt like a lot of men were more attracted to me because of that. Like the idea of me, like, oh, she a young get money bitch. Like she wants shit. Like until they really got with me and realized, like, yeah, I'm young, but I know exactly what I want. I'm very like assertive, aggressive, even. Like then it was like, oh wait. So yeah. So I mean, I had a boyfriend. Throughout that whole run. I had a man. He got locked up. That was my guy. Like he was involved in a life as well too, though. He was also a part of a very large indictment. And then like the year that I really had like my run, like people don't realize that the year that we really had like the time of our run was probably like 2 years. It was very short. That's another thing about this shit. It does not last. Granted, there's people who have spoke. I'm sure they can tell you they've had way longer runs. But when you was doing it like we was doing it, it don't last. Honestly, unless you take certain precautions that we did not take. But it lasted about 2 years. So he was in jail for like the last year when everything happened, when I caught my case and everything, and then I kind of started like feeling myself a little bit. You know, I did my little cheating. That's when I was involved with the guy who was involved with someone else. That's how I rationalized that. I'm like, oh, you got a girl, I got a man. It's cool. You're not doing nothing too crazy. So,
take me back to the first day you had your first piece, went to your first store, and you swiped it for the first time.
The first time.
What was that like? What were you thinking? What was your emotions? Were you afraid?
All right, so back then, I don't know if for your viewers that's not familiar, like right now, you got to go out with a piece that got a chip and a this and a that. Back then, we was punching up on gift cards. Like, so, and that's another thing that I felt detached from the crime. My name was not on the card. I'm not committing no crime for it. I'm using a gift card. Like, you would really become one with what you were doing, like, with your lie. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm shopping with my card because I really was shopping with my card. Like, you couldn't tell me I was shopping with my card. So, my earliest, I can't say the first piece ever, but my earliest recollection of me on my own, like, I had a friend now that was my age, like my best friend at that time, who was also involved in, like, we both was trying to like see what, we had the same visions, like we had the same goals, we would see the same things, want the same things, and we had all the same ambitions. So, she got her pieces a little faster than I did. Because again, I had big bro. I didn't really have to touch a piece if I didn't want to, you know what I mean? So she got hers, her own herself, and we went to a jewelry store. I never forget. And she got earrings. I just remember like being like on the outside watching. I was so excited when it went. Like I was so happy for her. Like, yeah, bitch. Like it's lit. Like you got your rings, you got your ear. I was so excited about it. And that alone, that let me know like, all right, yeah, this is it. This is what I want to do. Like
I need that.
Yeah, for sure. I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, that's it? You Gucci? You got it? Crazy enough though. She got charged for that. Like, probably like, I don't want to say a year, maybe like a few months later, they sure as fuck came knocking.
How much was it?
It wasn't a lot. It probably was like 5,000. Like probably even a little less than that. Like it wasn't nothing crazy. It was a jewelry store in Brooklyn, like downtown Brooklyn. Like we was young again. We was at that point we was still in high school too. So still in high school, but we knowing we using the gift cards to shop. And she was something like, yo, what up? I want to do this. Like she tried it and it went, and then they came. But when it came, it's so funny. When it came, she was not like like she was scared. Like she was not. But I ain't gonna lie. That was never me. I was like, girl, so what? Like it's all right. They came, it's all right. Like, she didn't go to jail. She didn't do no jail time. They put on, like, probation and stuff like that. We were still minor, too, I think. Maybe, like, 17 or... Yeah, we were still in high school, so we were 17. So, they probably gave her, like, a slap on the wrist or, like, they put her on, like, a year probation or something. So, I was like, oh, that's it. So, let's keep going.
Just to hear you talk about all of these things, and it's just so cavalier. Like, 5K, yeah, you know, it wasn't even that crazy. And, you know, this is... Some people never save 5K in their life. You know what I mean?
Right.
Look at how much you normalized. Look at how much was just so nothing to you. And for something that is everything
to someone else.
To so many other people. You know what I mean? Do you ever think about that?
I do, but then I also think about the fact that God gives certain people certain positions.
Yes, he does.
He does. And like you said, there's some people who've never seen. There are some people who are going to die without seeing $5,000. Yes. That's what you was here to do.
Yes.
I was here to see thousands of dollars.
I would think,
Hopefully millions of dollars. For me, like that's what I was chosen to do that. I'm not gonna lie, like, cause even now there's people who've made more than me, who are making more than me, who have friends who have more than me. Like they are meant to have that right now. Who am I to watch it or to say, oh no, listen, that's what's meant for you.
I never met somebody that was really getting money that was a hater. You know what I mean? They usually always
Spread the love,
respect
bro.
it. But I'm sure they exist. So how much?
I'm sure they exist.
How much would you say that you actually ran it up?
Chris, I cannot put a number on that, man. All right, let me just give you a ballpark, right? So for what we actually charged for in Hawaii, they charged us for $346,000. They charged us for $300,000, meaning on paper we spent $346,000, right? Now, Hawaii honestly only charged us with like a third of what we did. We also were in Hawaii for 4 days. Yeah.
Okay. That's a clip.
Yeah. And now, you know why I like to say that part? Because it's Googleable. I can tell you that how I want. You can Google that number right now and find an article right now to show you that. That's why I like to say that.
Did you make any sound investments?
Hell fucking no, Chris. Man, I was 19. I mean, the only sound investment I would say I made was like jewelry. But then when the time came, that jewelry was used for what it was made for. Like, all right, here go your lawyers, here go your this, here go your that. So, yeah, but at 18, no, I wasn't making no sound investment. And that might be, I don't like to say I'm a person that live with regrets, but that may be my only regret about that. Like you just said, people don't come into 5,000. You was coming into that a day for no reason, doing shit. Like,
isn't it wonderful, bittersweet though, but how there's no way to cheat. There's no way to cheat life. Like,
no,
there's no way.
Yo, it's so funny. You know what's not funny about it though? All right, cause you say you saying like it's nobody that's getting money that's a hater, right? I look at people that's doing stuff now, right? And I swear to God, Chris, like I don't feel like a hater, but I just be like, oh yeah, it's time coming. No shade. It's the way of life.
It's true. It's
the way of life. The same we believe in karma and what goes around. What you're doing, everything you put out has an equal and opposite consequence. You're not gonna do what you. Yeah, like so it's not gonna be no live for life. No, baby, it's gonna come. And I hate to talk to certain people like that because that's what I'm saying. I'm like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, you doing your thing, but yo, be careful because you know they like, yo, you. I'm like, all right, forget it. Like, I don't even like to speak on it because...
Let's be real. You called those people haters when they told you that. Nigga, what the fuck? I'm getting money, nigga.
Nah, not even. You know what I used to really call the haters? The people that used to be trying to tell me, like, the people that would hate on my age, like, you mad young? Yeah. And I shit on a grown bitch like you. Like, that's why the day I turned 30, I had to apologize to everybody that I called old. When I was 19, because when I was 19, why did I shit on all y'all? All the time saying, Chris, I wasn't a nice lady.
It always comes full circle, you know?
Always.
30 was
always.
30 is such a transformative year for everyone, I feel like.
Very pivotal, yes.
Like, in my life, 30 was the year everything changed, right? I feel like, so for you, to see you walk into that 30 and to see you right here, right now, you know, I can't quantify that moment for you. And I'm happy for you. I'm happy for us. So, and what I feel like we're going to build is going to be something really
special. I'm sure it is. And like I told you, I've been wanting to, you know, for a long time. It didn't happen 2 days after my 30th birthday for no reason.
2 days? Wow. Oh, shit.
3 days now. But we spoke about it one day.
Yeah. To the moon. Netflix. Yeah. Hulu. What y'all want to do, man? Let's get it.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, everything happens when it's supposed to happen for a reason.
What was the best part of trapping, scamming, whatever, and what was the worst part? Day to day.
The best part, I would say, was the freedom. Like I said, it wasn't about the actual physical dollar, monetary amount of money I was making or I had or I saved. It was the freedom to do whatever the fuck I wanted. Literally, if I woke up on Monday, like, yo, it's too cold. Like, literally, there was a time, Hurricane Sandy. I went to Puerto Rico right before Sandy hit. I went to Puerto Rico. I went for like 3 days. I came back, Sandy hit, and I was depressed as fuck. Like, why did I come back home? I'm going back to Puerto Rico, and I stayed for 10 days. And that time, I took the whole gang. I went, it was lit. I came back, and I was like, this time, we all out. Come on, we out. 10 of us flew to Puerto Rico and stayed for 7 days. It's fun as fuck. I was 19. Who could do that at that age? Like, so that, of course, was like, again, the freedom. Like, yeah, the monetary money, that shit comes and goes, cool. That paper, though, was giving us the freedom to do whatever the fuck. I want to buy this. I want to wear this. I want to look like this. I could do all of that. That is what was the best part about trapping. Worst part about trapping, I would just say, like, the part that I didn't really care for is just the scrutiny that was placed on us, like, after, like, and it's not the fact that people were voicing their opinions. Y'all entitled to see our opinions, that's cool, but, like, it was just, like, the fact that I'm even under a scope that y'all speaking about me is what I didn't care for. Like, you know, I'd rather get $1 million. I could be the richest bitch in the world and be off social media, be off, you would never even know. Like, that's really me. That's my style. I'd rather be off, you know what I mean? But, like, being in the spotlight puts you in the spotlight. So when your downfall come, yeah, we got some shit to say. We bigged you up when you was lit. Yeah, we gonna bring you down when you down there. Absolutely. So that what I would say, like, and not to say that I was affected by what was being said, but I just hated the fact that y'all had the anything to even speak. Feel me? Like, it's like, yo, you put yourself out here, you be gonna speak on it. But it's like, who are y'all to even fucking like?
I would never talk to you. I would never even
I would still never talk to you. You can't talk to me. This is the only kind of interaction you could ever have with me. It's commenting on me on a blog or some shit. Like, because you can never.
It makes you feel like we out of eye.
Exactly. So that was the worst part. Me feeling out of eye with my fucking with peons.
There was this one clip in the Social Network where they're meeting the guy that owned Napster for the first time. What was it? John Parker, whatever his name is. Sean Parker. And they're meeting him for the first time, and the guy says to him, he goes, "Oh, Sean Parker. Oh, the guy that yeah, I read a lot about you." And the guy goes, "Yeah, and I read nothing about you."
Yeah, don't even know who you are, literally.
And I read nothing about you. That line
must have been a shitty feeling for that person. Good.
I know nothing about you.
Because here you are thinking you know me, thinking you my equal. I don't know I don't even know your name. Who are you?
Okay, so did you ever zoe somebody?
Nah, that's another thing.
Oh, let me explain. Zoeing for the listeners is like when you trick somebody out of money and you do some shiesty shit to make sure that you got money and the other person doesn't, or because a lot of people say if you have a TD Bank or Bank of America, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? Those people. So yeah, did you?
All right, so one, the whole TD BOA, that wasn't our wave at all. One, two, we ran clean business. Like I feel like whatever you are as a person is gonna translate into anything you do. Yes. Maybe a scam, maybe a career, maybe a relationship. Who you are as a person is gonna show through that. And like as people, we were good people. We were not. Again, I was raised in a 2-parent home. Most of us were. We were not on some like hooligan type shit. So we ran clean business. There was never none of that. Yo, they ain't get. And then in real life, we didn't deal with other people. Real shit. Chris, like we was a very small, it's just us type shit. Just us type shit. Even that's why when the indictment came, they told who? Who told them who? We all in this shit together. Yeah, we're gonna get to that. But like, yeah. But not yet. We ran clean business. Nobody could ever say any of us sold out. To this day, we don't own nobody's shit.
Was your brother ever jealous of you?
I don't think he was jealous. I think naturally he's a person that, and I don't even know if he may realize this, but I don't know if he's comfortable with certain people getting more than him. And I can understand that as far as, again, as a big bro. Like, you little sis. Like, you always see your little sis as little sis. But your little sis is the way she is for a reason. I was raised this way. I came up under y'all. I'm the way I am. Like, you think a product of y'all is going to be smaller than you? Forever? Nah.
It was bigger.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, not in that moment. Nah, in that moment, I wouldn't say that. I think right now, and like as far, and I'm not thinking about the material shit, what I have. I think right now, absolutely yes. But in that moment, nah, I wouldn't say he was jealous. I think he might have been might have been some fear, like some fear surrounding my potential. Like, oh damn, if she really take this bitch could really go. And I think that is what he might have been afraid of. Like, nah, you ain't gonna be bigger than me. I'm big bro. I'm the legacy. You're the prodigy. Yeah, so I think that's what that was. I wouldn't really call it jealousy, but.
What was a competition back then?
Competition?
What was a competition back then?
What you mean?
Did y'all compete? Not you and your brother.
Oh, like friends and shit? Now, hell yeah. What? Me and my two, it was a very, very friendly competition. It used to be fun. Like, yo, but it was weird because, like, there was, like, 3 of us, like, 3 girls who were, like, maybe 4. Nah, there was 3 in that moment who was, like, really on. Like, we was, like, getting fly. Like, and it was just one that will always have the pieces. And me and my little sidekick, like, yo, we gotta, like, on some funny shit. Like, yo, what you got this week? Oh, what you bought? Y'all seen that? They have my size like that. That's another thing is what I'm saying. Like, those are things that you can't, some people may never experience in their lives. Like, you may never be up to a point with you and all your gang is up to the point where y'all can be like, yo, go buy what you want, I'm buying what I want. All right, well, this is what I came with. This look better than that. Like, fun, friendly competition, though. But there was never any malice between us. There was never any ill, like, nah. That's what I'm saying. We really were one of a kind, for real.
How has skimming changed from then till now?
I think it's very cutthroat. I think if we were to attempt to do what we did back then right now, and not even as far as the actual making the money, but like just the crew. Like you just said, as far as like no jealousy, no hate, just everybody being clean, no zoning. No, that does not exist right now. Everybody out for themselves right now.
I remember, I tell the story all the time. I remember I tried to scam one day, right?
What you did? What you tried?
And I had a piece, and the piece was going crazy, right?
You couldn't believe it.
And then I like brought the piece back to the guy that gave me the piece, and I was just like, all right. He's like, so how long did you have this piece? I was like, I don't know, like a week. He's like, and what'd you get with it? I was like, I don't know, McDonald's?
I'm sure, yeah.
He said, yeah, like the piece never cut off. And I'm like, no. He's like, you sure you didn't get nothing else? I'm like, bro, why would I fucking lie? Like, but I tell that story because he couldn't even believe
that you would have something for that.
And that troubled me more than anything. But I was like, why would I lie?
But you see what it is,
You are so used to being scammed. You are so used to...
no, and not even that. I feel like in that moment, you are so used to doing the scamming. People like that, they know how they are, so they only expect themselves and others. You get what I'm saying? So it's not even like, you could have showed him, like you could have showed up on time, brought the piece back when you said, you showed him that you're a real diligent man.
I was the runner.
Because of what he knows he's capable of. It's like, nah, nigga, where you got? Like, and it's like, whole time you would never even, but it's because he knows what he's capable of. That's what I'm saying. And these days, I feel like there's a lot more of those people than there are of us.
They say that there's no honor amongst thieves.
Yes, there is. Definitely honor amongst thieves.
They say that there's no honor amongst thieves.
Definitely honor amongst thieves.
When I hear your story, it just sounds like...
a lot of honor amongst some thieves. For sure. Okay. I definitely think. And then even like to the point where when we came home, like one of my people was like real adamant about we don't, it's weird because I feel like we should have automatically taken the stance, but we didn't. But because we have now, we do not do anything with black owned business. I don't do anything now at this point, but like back then, like we're not slamming no black owned business. We're not punching no black owned business. We're not none of that.
Yeah, morals.
We're not doing that. Yeah. Telling you what I'm saying. Anything that you could be a shitty person, it's gonna translate to your shitty trap life. You're gonna be a shitty trapper. Like you're not, you know what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna be a good, outstanding person and be a shitty. No, you're still trapping. Again, to us, it was an occupation. It wasn't a persona. It wasn't I'm a trapper. Like no, I'm still a respectable black woman.
I feel like I'm a phenomenal party host and I'm a phenomenal podcast host.
You see, exactly. One does not make you the other.
You know,
right? It's two separate entities. So,
what was your favorite meal back then?
My favorite place to eat? My favorite place to eat was Ruth Chris at that time. And it was so good and it was so free. And steakhouses, Dell's.
Walk me through Hawaii.
This is funny too because every time I tell the stories when I realize that I know a lot of people do not know this. But prior to us going to Hawaii, so there was when I say we, I mean like my gang, my guys, the whole crew we've been talking about the whole time, right? We went to Hawaii 3 times. People don't know that. So before we went,
nothing told you to stop?
No, listen to how I'm saying it, right? It was 3 separate trips.
Gotcha.
3 separate groups of people. So a guy and his girlfriend had went like just to chill vacation, but they kind of thought, they was like, yo, I tried a little something. I ain't gonna lie, I think it's gonna be, Then we like, yo, it's Hawaii. Like, it has to be sweet. It's Hawaii. Like, we live in New York. There's no way credit cards farthest traveled that far. Like, if y'all think it was and y'all went, we know it is. We going. On something like they landed Friday, we left Sunday type shit. Like, y'all came back, it was lit. All right, we going. Really, this is what I'm saying. I wasn't supposed to go. God said to relax. But I still got my ass in that plane and I went. We get to Hawaii now, Chris. Hawaii is beautiful first. Let me say that. First of all. Get to Hawaii now.
It's one thing when it's the city streets and the rats and the roaches, but
the island life is different. Island life is one of a kind. There's nothing to compare it to. It's just amazing. Like we get there. And this is another thing that I used to like enjoy about the trap life, the personas. We wouldn't even come up with these personas. We would just go with it. Like we got to Hawaii, I remember the first we went to Chanel first. We were not wasting no time. There were 2 like things that we knew for sure we were going to. Every Chanel store on the island, as well as every jewelry store on the island. That was the fun for us, money to make. Make money with the jewelry, keep the bags, or sell the bags, whatever. But those were the 2, like, boom. And every Apple store, every Apple, every Chanel, every jewelry store.
How did you think you were getting this back to the States?
We did get it back to the States.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. So we get to Hawaii now, the first Chanel store. It's like, oh my God, are you guys wives? And it's another thing now. When you get in that store, it's like it just clicks. Like I said, you're not like, I'm a Brooklyn girl, scare me with the piece. Nah, whoever the fuck name is on the piece, this is who I am. I'm shopping for my daily needs. This is what's happening right now. So when you come in with that persona, that's another thing. People treat you how you act. If you go in the store, you go in the place and you like, you know, you're cowering, you're nervous, you're gonna be treated that way. You ain't getting shit. Even if your piece was gonna go, you're not getting nothing. You walk in there with confidence, how much? 79, how many thousands? Here you are. So we get in there, they thought we were basketball wives. Chris, no one told them this. No one told them this. Did we agree with it? Absolutely. Did we run with it and use it to our advantage? Absolutely. Mind you, we are like fresh off the plane. Like we landed on something like, yo, we don't want to wait. Fuck that. We got our pieces. No makeup done, no nothing. But all of us, we're tall, we're slim. You know, we look like money. So they're like, oh, you guys basketball wives? We're like, I guess, yeah.
How did you know that these pieces was gonna do Chanel store shit?
Again, and this is another thing that I look at, right, Chris? Like, energy is everything. Like, to me now, I look at energy and like, again, we knew it was gonna go, and it did. Like, we knew when you have that confidence. Again, now this time with Hawaii, I'm not gonna lie, we did have some pieces that we bought online. But the site was a really good site. Like, the site was like a 99% approval rate. Like, it was a really good site. The pieces were not cheap. They were like $200, $250. Like, they were not cheap at all.
The fact that they have
sites,
reviews, right? And you know what
you gotta do your research. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Oh, I'm gonna get a 9 to 5. This shit is not, it's harder than a fucking 9 to 5. You gotta do your research, and it's underground research. You can't Google, do the pieces on the site approve? No, you gotta, you see what I'm saying? So it's not no fucking 9 to 5, it's harder. A lot of mental strain goes into that, a lot more than a 9 to 5, where they tell you exactly what to do and what's expected. You winging every single fucking thing, and you going with a prayer and some faith. You going with a hope and a prayer, like, yo, God, hold me down. I'm walking in the spot, like.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was the vibe. But when we went in there, they treated, oh, basketball players, oh yeah, sure. I have 2 of the bags that I got from Hawaii still to this day. Yes.
How much was the bag?
One was $7,000, the other one was like $6,500. And it's so crazy because right now, that's cheap for a Chanel bag. For those bags, like a maxi class, they're cheap. That's a cheap price for now. Right now, those bags have gone up at least $3,000, $4,000 each.
For what?
Have gone up at least $3,000 or $4,000 each. Like a 6,000 classic is now 9,000. A 6,500 is now 10,000. Like, they're insane now at this point. Yeah.
So the total.
Oh man. All right. So let me finish, right? So we get to Hawaii. So we in Chanel now, right? I remember the total being like 12,000, right? And I remember, like, again, so when you really do have money and you really spend in, like, they really treat you like, you know, like money. So on something like, yo, take the card. Yes. Oh, give me the card. Do you want to look at this? Look at that. Give them the card now. And this is what I'm saying. I'm so confident in what we doing now. But this is how crazy we was. The pieces were in our names. This is why, though, right? And
you didn't make like a fake ID with the fake piece? We had a
fake ID. We had, so we were so smart that I forgot what happened. Something had happened in our like career where we learned this, but like we started only changing our last names. Like, keep your first name as your name. So like, but there was a clause in some kind of charge with that would like help us. Like something, I don't remember what, but that was why I was like, yo, keep your first name, change the last name.
This is white collar crimes.
Right.
This ain't.
Right. Okay. So again, I'm really in my own, I got my first full and last name, no, I'm not gonna lie, because I think I was the one that had paid for the hotel. And again, we did not slam hotels. We did not slam hotels. We did not slam flights. So it was in our real name, which is ultimately how we ended up getting caught later. But not because of me, but another person, but it's another story. So we get in Chanel now, everything's good. They take the car, I'm drinking my wine, my champagne, blah, blah, blah. So I'm drinking. So I'm waiting, right? In my head, I'm waiting for the demeanor to change. Because then I know, I'm like, whether if something don't go, the demeanor going to change. Everything going, you feel me? The demeanor's not changing. Everybody chilling, everybody calm. I love your hair. Oh my God, I love your clothes. Where you from? I'm like, nah, this shit really is up. Like, it's lit. And finally, toward the end of the visit, okay, come bring out mad bags they gave us. And this is the first time I had ever experienced, and this is when I know when you have money, boy, they really treat you like money. I, to this day, have a few bottles, maybe like one left now, but like bottles of Chanel perfume that I have not paid for, that came free because I purchased so many purses. Like, when they brought that out, I knew, I'm like, oh yeah, it went, it's lit. Like, I'm looking at the gang, like, oh, it's lit. Like, it went. Like,
it can come again. And
from then, I was just like, all right, where's the next one? So that was like the Chanel store on a strip. I
can't even put my bags down. I can't even.
Oh no, let me tell you, we're smart. We're smart. That's what we did. We got a hotel next to everything. We're not dumb. Like, we knew what we were doing. Our hotel was directly across the street from the post office. and directly up the block from the strip. So we left the first Chanel store, go back to the hotel, boom, drop our bags. All right, what's the next one? We're going to the mall, bet. The mall's a little bit further out. Went to the mall, same shit. But the mall now had Chanel in the jewelry store. Violated the jewelry store, got Chanel. You get in the jewelry store now, it's funny because the jewelry store, and the jewelry store was the only place that I kind of felt like, oh shit, like maybe, like, because there was 3 of us at the time in the store, and 2 of us had got what we got, and then the third one was like hesitant until the first 2 went. Like the first 2 went, we got our stuff and went through, and now the third one is like, oh, actually I want something now. But the guy, he kind of like what? Like
you kept.
Right, and I'm like, no, you don't want nothing. It's cool. We out. It's enough for the day. Gone. We left. We went. We took our shit. We shipped it. Now everything we got that day is shipped
to your address.
Yeah, it's going. It's fine. Okay. It's me. I'm on vacation. I'm shipping what I bought.
Okay.
Again, I'm not thinking of it the way somebody who's not doing it is thinking. I'm thinking of a woman that's really using her money to really do shit.
And it's so funny because you said you become the scam. You become that person.
You become
to the point where I'm not even scamming no more.
Jane Doe or fucking, I was Taylor Mills. Taylor Mills was my fucking alias. Taylor Mills is Ashley Harper.
What do you mean scam? I'm not scamming.
Exactly.
I'm sending this back to my house. My husband.
No, literally. Because you can't tell me I'm not. How you gonna tell me I'm not?
Oh, shit.
Exactly. So that was the thought process behind it. So that's why I look at it back now, like, yo, your confidence and your energy rules everything. Because if I had gone in any of those places knowing, like, hey, I couldn't get arrested, I probably would have been. But I knew that I was those people on those cards who had that money. That was me.
Did you ever feel like you was taking it overboard?
No, fuck them. They got all their money back. I'm sorry. Don't edit that out.
You never said we wildin'?
A little bit, but I did. Honestly, there was no one to feel bad for.
What kind of jewelry are you getting?
Rolexes, APs.
Brand new.
Good watches, yes.
And y'all are bumping? Y'all are bumping watches?
I caught two rollies. Oh yeah, I caught 2. I was like, it was 3, but no, it was 2 rollies. I sold one to my joint at the time, and
girls always fall for it.
You know, I sold it, but I was gonna sell it to the jeweler. He like, just sell it to me for like 6. Like,
I'm fucking crying.
All right, whatever. I sold it to him, yeah, and then I kept mine, and that watch is what ended up paying for my lawyer when I went to jail later on. Yeah. Again, you see how you said everything always comes full circle.
It does.
That's a fact.
It does.
It's a fact. Is that watch that I kept ended up paying for the lawyer for me to fight that case? Oh, I'm so sorry.
So, where are you going after that? How many days are you there?
We were there for 4 days. So we went to Hawaii. I mean, went to Chanel. And then we went to, the jewelry store was called Benbridge Brothers. There was 2 Benbridge Brothers. Went to Benbridge Brothers. So now that third friend who was like, yo, I want to get something. We was on some bitch. You got to go back by yourself.
We tired.
Yeah, you should have went when we went. Nigga, you was scared. You wanted to see if I should went and went. You should have asked. Too bad. Yeah, so we was like, now you go back by yourself. She did. She got a Hublot.
You can't live when you know
no, and it's funny because like the dynamic of that whole thing was like me and the 2 that went, that's how it always was. We was on something like, yo, all or nothing, and the other one was always like, and then like, oh wait.
We can't be the ones taking the chances.
Right.
And then you taking the chances.
Now, we call back home, niggas just on her ass. Like, yo, why you didn't get nothing? Like, what happened? Like, oh, I didn't, nah, she was scared. She was shaky, bro.
So everybody had their own work?
Yeah, yes. So, and that is why I said when they was like, oh, yeah, I told on who? We all went out there knowingly with our own shit. Who we telling on?
And that's another thing, like, your team, it's not like somebody's eating off of somebody else. No,
we don't report to anyone. We don't know nothing. That's why it's so funny because when we got arrested in Hawaii, like us, they were like, yo, y'all must be a part of something bigger. Like, y'all 3 women that come up with this scheme. Like, who y'all working for? We was like, y'all all dickheads. Like, are y'all dumb?
What he said in American Gangster, no fucking nigger has ever accomplished what the Italian mafia has never accomplished in 25 years.
And we gonna show y'all right now.
We did it in, we did it in 2.
Yeah, we did it in 2 days.
Oh shit.
On this island.
Okay, so y'all running it up. Hawaii is a success. You go back home and
Hawaii is a success.
There's a parade when you come back to Brooklyn.
Right, but there's not a parade in my mind. Okay. Because as much of the success Hawaii was, again, I'm a very big energy karma. I'm like, yo, there's no way we got away with that.
You felt that?
I promise to God, I felt that. That was April of 2012, right? April of 2012. The beginning of 2012, right? So every month following, like, I knew I was just like, and then again, I'm so big on energy that, like, and this is why people that don't believe in manifestation, I think, are, like, not right, because manifestation is, like, me focusing so much on not wanting to get caught. Again, great, that's not the reason why we got caught, but I feel like that definitely helped it. Like, when we got caught, I was like, oh, yeah, for sure. I knew it. Because I knew, I was like, yo, there's no way. And like, all right, so I remember I told you we went to Hawaii 3 times, right? So we were technically the second set, because remember, the first couple went, told us, hey, it might be regular. We went and said, oh, yeah, it's regular. We told the rest of them, but we didn't know. We barely made it out. We made it out by, like, the skin of our teeth. Like, we barely made it out. They were already on us. So we leave Hawaii now. One of us realized that we leave our iPad in the room. Right? So
It's always the dumb shit.
It's small little bullshit, Chris. Like,
little things that get you caught. What Denzel said.
So we call a hotel now for the person, like, yo, I left my iPad, blah, 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 blah. They're like, oh, yeah, we recovered it. We have it, blah, blah, blah. Do you want us to use the address on file? We'll send it back to you. We're like, yeah, cool. Oh, we also found a card in the room. We'll use one of the cards that we found in the room to just send it back. We're like, okay. So now all eyes are on that person. Like, what card did they find in the room?
All this money that I spent in these hotels, and you're going to charge me to send it back? There's no complimentary service for that?
I'm not going to say what hotel it was, but it's very fitting for them. I'll tell you what hotel it was. But so now they are, they try sending it back. It doesn't go. So now, I may be lying about this. I'm not lying, because it just didn't sound right to me. But we found this out in our discovery later. Like, now they turn it over to the police. They're like, yo, they left it here. They tried to send it back. The card is not. They turn it over to the police, and at the same time, the police are like, where did this come from? Like, what room was this? They're like, oh, room with these 3 girls. They're like, 3 girls? We're investigating 3 unknown females right now. Credit card fraud. Oh, yeah, we found the iPad and a card. Oh, we need that card in the iPad. Police take the iPad and build their case. We're back in New York with the parade. Remember the parade took, right? We had the parade. Turn it up.
It's us.
350K. Turn it up. Who going back? Who going next? Little did we know we're already being investigated.
150K what?
350K is what the fuck we did, right?
Oh, my God.
So we partying, woo, woo, woo. Come back now.
When you first got back, how up was niggas?
What? So, yo, it's so crazy, because when we came back, I feel like we spent the same amount of time on the trip as what we did when we came back selling the shit that we got. Like, yo, we gotta take these. We gotta take this. Granted, we went to, I mentioned the fun shit like Chanel and Rolex, but we went to Apple. We violated Apple. Like 30, 40 pads, like gift cards, everything, sent it all back home. Like, take this, Nordstrom, mad shoes, like we were just going crazy. Like, but this is what I'm saying. Imagine me in that moment being like, hey, I don't think God wants me to do this. How? When everything is shooting. How? When everything is going. I'm walking out of every fucking store. How? How God, how is that meant for me? How God they put me here?
Not only is this not meant for me, but this has my name, my last name, my kid's name. They got everybody on this motherfucker.
And God is supervising all of the things, making sure I'm good. How? Yeah. Right. So we got back home now. We send the next 2. We like, yo, go. They guys that I ain't even making up. They go. They really barely make it out. Like, literally, like, leave from a store. Like, they were in Chanel. Shit got so crazy. They left from Chanel, went straight to the airport. A guy was in Chanel with his girlfriend. And the lady went to the back to go do something. He's not dumb. Granted, as much as we telling him, like, yo, it's sweet, he still knows that we just did what the fuck we did a few days ago.
There gotta be some kind of cooling period.
So he's just like, lady go in the back, she takes too long, he leaves. Straight up leave. Like, I'm out. Don't wait for his girl, none of that. They question the girl. The girl tells them, I'm a prostitute. I don't even know him. I just met him. I don't even know him. I don't even know him. I'm a slut. He's just buying me bags. I do not know him.
I'm selling pussy.
He's at the airport now. He makes it out. He barely makes it out though. But again, because of all of those small things, Chris, is why I knew in the back of my head, I was like, yo, we did not get away with that shit. You went back. No, fuck you. Hell no. That was it. Remember, the first couple went, we went the second, and then we sent the 2 guys after us. So that's why I said we went 3 times. Yeah. But no one knows about the first couple, and no one really, like, they're forgetting about the second. They came after us. We left. We made it back to New York, and then they came.
Gotcha.
Yes. So they come now. Now they tell us, yo, they come back home. They tell us, like, and it's so funny because they made such a small deal out of it, and I feel like they made a small deal out of it because they got away. They're like, yo, we almost got caught, but not really, but we here, so fuck it. We're like, all right. Whole time though, that girlfriend that got questioned and said she was a prostitute, they were watching her. Like they were like, all right, we gonna watch you. Like they didn't believe her. They were like, that don't make sense. We're gonna watch. Just know, I don't give a fuck what. Your pussy ain't that good, bitch. You ain't getting Chanel bags on the first day. I don't give a fuck what.
There's a lot of pussy on this album.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So they watched her, and her boyfriend, who was one of us, his apartment was in her name. So now, all right. So now they have our iPad, right, as evidence. They have our iPad from these 3 unknown women, and this alleged man this unknown man who fled and went away. With that iPad now, they find the identities of us, the 3 women. Instagram is on the iPad. Emails are on the iPad. Text messages are on the iPad. This iPad had no lock on it.
There's no such thing as a perfect crime.
There is no such thing as a perfect crime, but there's damn sure getting close to it. We was far the fuck away from the perfect. We was far away from the perfect crime. But they used that iPad to connect the dots. They connected the dots. Then they connected us with the guys. Now they have their indictment. We went to Hawaii in April. We went to Aruba in December, right? Like December 1st or like November 31st, November 30th, something like that. We were indicted by the state of Hawaii 2 days before we flew to Aruba.
Okay, so Aruba and Hawaii, 2 different places.
They have nothing to do with each other, only that because we were arrested in Aruba is why Hawaii had found us. Like Hawaii was probably on their way to come get us, right?
How did you get arrested in Aruba? But wait, go ahead. Say what you finish saying what you said.
All right, so, damn, what was I saying? All right, Hawaii. All right, so Hawaii was probably already on their way to come get us, but I don't know. I really don't know why they didn't come. That's what I'm saying. So everything happens for a reason because it happened and it happened the way. Because Hawaii issued the indictment and didn't again, it's Hawaii, it's far. So they still have to do a bunch of extradition and this and that. Right, they got to do all of that. So I guess they didn't have the time to do it and then we flew to Aruba. And then we went to Aruba. We got arrested in Aruba and as we got arrested, they let us know. They was like, hey, so, you have to clear customs when you leave the country. So we cleared customs, they ran your name for any warrants, anything like that. They're like, yeah, you guys. So there was 4 of us in Aruba, right? Me, my ex at the time, and my 2 friends. My ex at the time didn't come to Hawaii, and neither did one of my friends, so he had nothing to do with that. So when we all got arrested, they told me and my friend, my Hawaii co-defendant, like, yo, y'all 2 have a warrant in Honolulu. And as much as I wanted to fall out and be dramatic, I really just looked at the lady and was like, yep. Of course we do. I knew it. And I'm like, damn, they finally came. It took them a little minute. I ain't gonna lie. It's been 9 months. We had a little run. Mind you, in between Hawaii and Aruba, we've done Vegas, we've done Cali, we've done Miami a bunch of times. But we've done a bunch of shit. We're still living life. But in the back of my head, I swear, I was just like.
Those 9 months wasn't slow months.
No. Hawaii's imagine having a trip like Hawaii to start of your year. I told you that was April. That was the end of the first quarter of the year. Imagine having a big, strong finish first quarter like that. You think I'm gonna stop? Think I'm gonna chill out for the rest of the year? I'm relaxing, just cool out? No, I don't know. I want to see how much more crazy I could get. Granted, it didn't get any crazier than that, which is probably for a reason, but we still was living our lives. We had mad fun. We're like, all right, bet. We kept doing the same things. Let's go there. We went to Vegas. We went to Miami. We just kept living our life. But I knew. I'm like, yo. Granted, none of these places are leaving the country, right? So I'm like, we won't know if there's a warrant until we leave the fucking country. So not until I get in this relationship. Now I'm like, all right, babe, let's go. Coming out. Again, I'm like, I don't know if we should go. Come on, period, whatever. He's like, fuck it, let's go, blah, blah. And now, unbeknownst to me, you see how my 2 guy friends were the second set in Hawaii, or the third set in Hawaii? We were the second set in Aruba. I had no idea.
I thought you was the first.
Again. I didn't think I was a set because I thought I was going to relax with my man. My man wanted to get jewelry and do this because his man had already been here with the shit. So I'm like, fuck. So I'm like, all right, so we get there. I'm trying to vacation and do all, little pictures and that. We did all that cool stuff. But he's like, all right, babe, let's go to the jewelry store. Get to the jewelry store. The jeweler's like, we get to the jewelry store, right? And again, Chris, we don't choose these personas. These store associates just come up with what the fuck they come up with. So we get in there, they thinking he's this big time music man and I'm his lady.
Basketball and rap.
Yes, always. Athlete in music industry, yes. Always. And this is why these fucking lames aspire to be one or the other. But anyway. So we get in the store now. I'm looking at rings. I'm looking at rings. She's looking at a watch. So me and my friend, my Hawaii co-defendant, a friend of mine, was there. She's I'm sorry. She's
I love how you say friend too. You don't say my old friend, my ex-friend. No,
nah, that's still the game.
It's still my friend.
Still my game.
But I can tell you about to say something you don't want to say.
So my friend, she's looking at rings and stuff too. She doing her thing. So she's doing her thing. Me and my man's doing our thing, right? So we tell them what we want. We pick it out. The total came up to like, so their money was different from our money. Like their money was like foreign. So we were foreign. It's different from
belonging
dollars.
People. Yeah.
So everything came up to like 8,000. It was probably like really like 15,000 US dollars. So come up to 8,000. He like, oh, I need ID. We give him the ID. He's like, I need to copy the ID. So I'm like, babe, you in a whole nother country. Give him that shit. We in a whole nother country. It's your ID. It's not your passport. We out. Fuck it. He gives it to him. So now the guy, like, I'm not seeing that as him just being extra on it. Like, you let me copy your ID, but I'm still not with it. So now he's like, all right, I got to call. So I'm like, yo, it went. Both of us, though. We both was something like, yo, like, but that's why we worked at that time. We was both very ambitious. We were very, very ambitious. All about the money, all about, we were not scared. Like, we were like, yo, let's run this shit up. Like, that's why we worked in that moment. So I'm like, yo, like, do it, fuck it. So the nigga, he called the shit. He called, and I think it got approved. Oh, matter of fact, I'm lying, it didn't get approved. In the middle of him calling out, my boyfriend gets nervous. He like, yo, fuck that, hang up. But now he getting his bag now, right? Like, I'm a music producer. I spent right? Yeah. Now I'm gonna run with the persona you gave me. I'm a music producer. I'm here to spend money for my ladies, holiday season. Da, da, da. I'm just like, babe, I'm playing like the struggle. Girlfriend, babe, it's okay. We're not gonna spend our money here. Let's go. Blah blah blah. He's like, yo, give me the copy of my ID that you had. Give it to me. I want it. I'm like, all right, fine. Gave him the copy of the ID. Like, yo, we out. So we all leave. Me, him, and now my two friends. Now, unbeknownst to me, one of my friends has a ring that she was trying on. But in the midst of the whole commotion, she left with the ring. Or something like, yo, fuck you, nigga. We can't slam you, but I'm taking this shit.
She did on purpose.
She said she forgot. I think I like to think it was a little retribution, a little bit of reparations. I don't know. She said she forgot.
Which one was it?
I don't know. I think she forgot. No, you don't forget, though.
What kind of ring is it?
Exactly, a big diamond ring. You don't forget.
I can feel that motherfucker on my hand.
You didn't walk in here with that diamond ring.
For the sake, she ain't know, all right?
All right, so she forgot. So we get to the mall now. We calling back home like, yeah, these niggas tried to front on us. We spending money on that. So we hang up the phone. She like, yeah, I forgot my ring. We like, again, like I said, I like to think of it as retribution or reparation. So I was like, good. Fuck him. Good. I'm glad you get that. He should have fucking, it went through. Why the fuck would he want to call, copy all the shit? Good. Get that shit. Fuck that.
Doing extra shit.
Yeah, fuck him. So we go to dinner now. I don't want to say, I don't know. I think it was the next night. The next night we go to dinner now. If you ever been to Aruba, you know Aruba's like this big. It's fucking tiny as fuck. It's small. We go to dinner now. Dinner's amazing. We leave dinner. We on the strip now. Walking back to the hotel. We walk directly into the jewelry store owner and the guy he works with. Walking on the strip, drunk, eating the food was so good. Blah, 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 blah. Hey, what's up? What's going on?
Is it a track on you?
No, Aruba is this big. We didn't realize the jewelry store was like, it was same. Like, it wasn't that close, but I guess it was close enough to be close to the jewelry store where he was closing up shop, leaving the strip just like we was, and ran into us. And was like, hey, real quick, can I have my ring back? And he was like, what?
Give my fucking ring.
What ring, bitch? Like, you should have let us get the fucking watch. You worried about a ring? Fuck out of here. Like, mind you, Chris, this guy has the coolest demeanor. He's not worried about things. He's cool as the other side of the fucking pillow. He's chilling. Like, so I'm not getting my ring back. Be like, nigga, fuck you in that ring. You worried about a ring? Fuck you.
Why y'all getting like that?
Cause fuck you. You should have let us do what we was doing. You worried about a ring? You trying to get a watch.
You would have thought it was your money.
It was, is what I'm trying to tell you. Like, it was our money. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we just like,
you really start becoming it.
I'm not gonna lie though, we should have gave that ring back.
Hell yeah.
We should have gave that ring back.
Yeah, take the fucking ring.
All right.
I couldn't have got the ring on faster.
But you know what it was? Honestly, I feel like he wasn't aggressive enough, so we didn't feel like we had to. Like, he was literally asking for it. Like, can I get my ring back? Yeah, but you were being that
nigga, I don't know,
cool for a reason, right? I'm like, do you really want it? You don't want it. Fuck you. Like, so we kept it. And then the next day we left. We went to the airport, and my boyfriend's passport was flagged in customs. Like, we got there, everyone's like, okay, boop, nice flight, boop, nice flight, boop. give me a second. Looking at the fucking screen, like to this day, we laugh about it. One of my friends is like there's a part in Bridesmaids. I don't know if anyone's familiar with this part of Bridesmaids, but something happens and they're like disassociating from someone. Like, yeah, we don't really know him. Like, she did that in Customs, like joking, like we don't really know him. But we at that time we all joking, thinking that he not really. We all like that, like yo, what his what? I don't know that nigga, like playing though, like, and then whole time, nah,
they did ass.
You really get it right, yeah. So we make it through Customs now. Now we leave. We get through Customs now. They let us go, but I'm sure they just alerted who they need to alert. So we get through Customs now. We in the airport. I'm like, babe, let's get some stuff for your mom and for my mom and, you know, my family, blah, blah. Let's get some, like, gift shop stuff. So we go to the gift shop. We in the gift shop. I'm trying mad shit, too. This is another thing, too. Before the end of any trip, I would always find some place to try my shit so I wouldn't fly with it. Like, if it's dead, I'm about to bring it back home. I'm just dead away it's at. Like, so I'm like, all right, the gift shop going to be, yeah, I'm going to try mad shit. See, get whatever I want to get and see what don't work. Nothing went anywhere. So I'm like, all right, this is dumb. Nothing working. I don't know a lot. Fuck it. Before I could even leave the gift shop, the police come up to us like, hi, are you my name and his name? And they're like, yeah. Okay, I need you to come with me. You're wanted for scamming. Straight like that. Like, there's no, like, legit word to call scamming in Aruba because they don't even know what the fuck it is. So they're just like, you're wanted for scamming. And I'm looking at him like, I immediately go into, like, the distraught girlfriend. Like, oh, my God, what's happening? Crying tears, all that, right?
But credit card scams are so new.
Right. Which is why I did that. I'm like, I don't know what that's looking like. And he called it scamming. So he's like, all right, I'm going to go with them on see what they want. He gives me all of his jewelry, and he gives me his watch. Of the jewelry, and he's giving me his wallet. Of the jewelry now is the watch that I sold to him from Hawaii. Granted, he took it and busted it down. It made it look a little different, but it was the fucking, I know it's the watch shop, you know? So now they take him. I get on the phone, I call his mother, I call his best friend. I'm like, yo, they taking him. I said, they literally said it's for scamming. I don't know what the fuck is going on. We're still waiting. They're like, they kind of worry, like, yo, are you going to wait? I'm like, I'm not going nowhere. Like, that was me, real life. Like, played the hysterical girlfriend. My man has got locked. I'm standing right here until I figure out what the fuck is going on. I'm not going nowhere. I'm about to leave him in a whole other country. Like, no. So I decided I was going to wait. So now the guy comes back. The guy comes back. So he's playing the good cop. Like, yeah, you know, this is protocol. I'm like, what is scamming? What do you guys mean scamming? Like, we came here on vacation, blah, 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 blah. So he's like, all right.
Wait,
he's
the same girl you're with right now, is she the same girl that left the iPad in the river?
Yep.
Okay. Continue.
So, in Hawaii, yeah.
Oh,
so, right. So now they like, word, yo. Anyway, so now they like, all right, just for precaution, we have to search y'all, right? Mind you, he just gave me his wallet with everything he had on him, as well as me having everything I had on me. So I'm like, okay, what do you need to search? So I need to search your bag. I'm like, all right, cool. So I took my wallet. I already had his wallet on me, so I took my wallet out the bag. Now I put it on my person. I'm like, hey, search your bag, it's fine. He's like, okay, cool.
I wonder if they could even do that, like, right?
In real life, they probably couldn't have.
Yeah,
but you in another country, they play dirty. They do what the fuck they want.
Right.
So they took my bag now. They searched the bag now. I'm like, all right, cool. They're like, yeah, one more thing, we need to search you now. So I'm like, I need to go to the bathroom. Immediately, me and my friend, like, I got to the bathroom. We go to the bathroom. We in there, like, panicking, like, bending up, folding, flushing, like, really trying to, like, oh, shit. Because at this point, it's like, bitch, we know what the fuck is happening. Like, again, I had mine as well as his. So I'm putting all his shit away, putting all of my shit away. They knocking on the door, be like, we have, like, what's taking so long? Like, I have my period. Like, I'm changing my pad, blah, blah. Now I got to put on a fucking pad for no reason. Because I'm, like, you know what I'm saying? So, do all that shit. We come back outside the custody. I'm like, all right, line up on this wall. We line up on the wall. Before they start searching us now, I see a woman go get a bowl and a fucking plunger. Chris, if I could have passed out and fainted and disappeared, I would have in that moment. I swear to God. I looked at my friend like, we looked at each other like, I'm like, I know you just saw what I just saw. Like, I'm like, nah, bro, no fucking way. Like, and by this point now, we don't know, unbeknownst to us, but Aruba is small again. So camera crews is every fucking way. The airport is backed up now, everything. They wondering what's going on. Usually when you get that kind of bust in Aruba, it's because of drugs. People do smuggle drugs a lot there, but not credit card fraud and not black people. So they see it, they're like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Like, now there's a crowd forming, we shaking, we panicking. She walking back to the fucking bathroom with the bowl and the punch. I'm like, oh my fucking God, bitch, we going to jail. So she come back out, the bowl is full of pieces.
She plunged it out.
She said, yeah, I should have flushed harder.
She didn't say that.
I swear to my mother, she said this. Yeah, I should have flushed harder. I was like,